Welcome to the audiobook, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. In this book, I want to share something that can change your life, not through magic, not through luck, but through something simple, real, and within your control. It's called the compound effect. What is the compound effect? It's the principle that small, smart choices, done consistently over time, create massive results. Not right away, not overnight, but steadily, quietly, powerfully. You see, most people are looking for a shortcut. They want success to come from one big action, one lucky break, one dramatic change. But that's not how success really works. Success is built through the small things, the daily choices, the tiny habits, the little disciplines that add up over time. The truth is, the compound effect is always at work. Every small decision you make, every action you take, is either helping you or hurting you. The compound effect doesn't care whether you use it for good or bad. It simply multiplies whatever you feed it. That's why I wrote this book. To help you see the power in those small choices, and to show you how to make the compound effect work for you. Throughout these pages, I'll share my own experiences, the lessons I learned from my father, who believed in hard work, discipline, and consistency. I'll share examples from other people who have used this principle to create success in their lives. And I'll give you simple steps that you can start applying today. Because here's what I want you to remember as you listen. You don't have to do big things to get big results. You just have to do the small things and keep doing them. So let's get started. Let's see how small, smart choices can lead you to the success you want. Chapter 1. The Compound Effect in Action. Let's take a closer look at how the compound effect works. Picture this. You're making small choices every day, choices so small that at first they seem to make no difference at all. Maybe you choose water instead of soda at lunch. Maybe you read 10 pages of a good book at night. Maybe you decide to take the stairs instead of the elevator. At the time, none of these choices feel life-changing. In fact, you might not see any results for weeks or even months. That's why so many people give up. They think, what's the point? Nothing's happening. But here's the truth. Those small choices are quietly adding up. They're creating momentum. And eventually they lead to massive results. The compound effect is like gravity. It's always working. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but it's there, pulling your choices together, adding them up, and creating your future. Let me give you an example. Imagine 3 friends. They all start in the same place. The first friend doesn't change anything. He keeps living his life the same way. The second friend makes one small positive change. Every day, he cuts just 125 calories from his diet. Maybe he switches from a sugary drink to water or skips a snack. The third friend adds 125 calories to his daily diet. Maybe an extra cookie, a few extra sips of soda, nothing that seems like a big deal. For the first few months, nothing looks different. 6 months in, they all seem about the same. Even a year in, you probably wouldn't notice much change. But fast forward to 2 years, and the differences are huge. The second friend is leaner, healthier, more energetic. The third friend has gained weight, feels sluggish, and might be wondering how it happened. And the first friend? He's exactly where he started. That's the compound effect at work. Small, smart choices, or small, poor choices, repeated over time lead to completely different outcomes. The problem is, most people underestimate the power of small choices. We want fast results. And when we don't see them, we stop trying. But success doesn't come fast. It comes quietly from the small things we do, over and over again. The compound effect is always shaping your life. The question is, are you using it on purpose, or is it using you? In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to take control of your choices, so the compound effect works for you, not against you. Chapter 2: Choices. Every day, in small ways, you are shaping your future. And it all starts with your choices. Most people don't think about their daily decisions. They go through life on autopilot, choosing what's easy, what feels comfortable, what's familiar. But the truth is this: where you are right now in your life is because of the choices you've made. And where you'll be in the future will depend on the choices you start making today. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control your choices. And when you take full responsibility for those choices, you take back your power. It's easy to look at others and think, they're lucky. They had it easy. But in reality, success doesn't come from luck. It comes from the small, smart choices you make, the ones nobody sees, the ones that feel too small to matter. But they do matter. They matter a lot. Think about this. Every small decision, what you eat, how you spend your time, what you read, who you spend time with, is either helping you or holding you back. And most of these decisions happen so quickly that you don't even notice them. That's why awareness is so important. When you start paying attention to your choices, you can start making better ones. In this chapter, I encourage you to start noticing. Notice the little habits that aren't helping you. Notice the moments where you could make a smarter choice. And most of all, own your decisions. Stop blaming the economy, your job, your past, or other people. When you take full responsibility, you take full control. The compound effect takes whatever you feed it, good choices or bad ones, and multiplies them over time. So if you want a different life, start with different choices. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how those choices become habits, and how to create habits that work for you, not against you. Chapter 3: Habit. Let's talk about habit. Every small choice you make, if you repeat it often enough, turns into a habit. And here's what's so powerful about that. Once something becomes a habit, you do it automatically. You don't have to think about it. It becomes part of who you are. But here's the thing. Your habits are either helping you succeed, or they're quietly holding you back. There's no in-between. The compound effect doesn't care what kind of habits you have. It simply multiplies whatever you do regularly. If you've built good habits, small, smart actions you repeat each day, you're setting yourself up for success. If you've built bad habits, small negative actions you repeat without thinking, you're heading toward disappointment, frustration, or even failure. The first step to changing your habits is to become aware of them. Ask yourself, what small things do I do every day that aren't helping me? What small things could I start doing that would move me in the right direction? And remember this: you don't break a bad habit by simply trying to stop it. You break it by replacing it. You choose a small, positive action to take its place. For example, if you have a habit of snacking when you're bored, replace that with taking a short walk or drinking a glass of water. If you have a habit of checking your phone the moment you wake up, replace that with reading a page from a good book. And don't try to change everything at once. Focus on one small change at a time. When you get that one new habit to stick, the compound effect will take over, and over time, that small change will lead to big results. In this chapter, I want you to really think about what small changes you can make, changes that feel so easy you can't say no. Because when you stick with those changes day after day, that's when the compound effect starts to work in your favor. Next, we'll explore how those small actions build momentum, and how momentum can carry you further than you ever imagined. Chapter 4: Momentum. Once you've started making small, positive choices and turning them into habits, something powerful happens. You build momentum. Momentum is what keeps you going. It's what makes those small daily actions feel easier over time. At first, it takes effort. It takes discipline. You have to push yourself to make better choices, to stick to good habits. But after a while, it becomes natural. Your good choices start to feed off each other. You start to see results, and those results motivate you to keep going. Think of it like pushing a heavy flywheel. The first few pushes take the most effort, but once it starts moving, each push adds more speed. And before long, it's spinning on its own. That's momentum. Darren Hardy explains that momentum is one of the most powerful forces for success. But here's the key: you have to protect it. When you're building momentum, it's important not to stop. One slip, one small break in your routine, can slow you down or even stop your progress. That doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but it does mean you need to stay focused. Avoid distractions. Stay consistent. Keep showing up. Because the more you do, the stronger your momentum will become. Momentum helps you break through resistance. It helps you stay motivated when things get tough. It turns discipline into routine, and routine into automatic success. In this chapter, Hardy encourages you to take advantage of momentum by doing two things. Stick with your small, smart choices, even when progress feels slow. Keep moving forward, no matter what. Because once you've built momentum, success starts to come faster and more easily. And that's when the compound effect really starts to work in your favor. In the next chapter, we'll talk about the influences in your life, and how the people and information around you can either help or hurt your momentum. Chapter 5: Influences. By now, you've learned how small choices, habits, and momentum work together to shape your success. But there's another powerful force at play, something that affects your choices and habits every single day. That force is influence. The people you spend time with, the books you read, the shows you watch, the conversations you have, the things you listen to. All of these are shaping your thoughts, your actions, and your future, whether you notice it or not. Darren Hardy explains that if you want to make the compound effect work for you, you need to take control of the influences in your life. There are 3 types of influences to pay attention to. Input. This is what you feed your mind. The news you watch, the books you read, the podcasts you listen to. Are you filling your mind with positive, helpful information? Or are you letting in negativity, fear, and distraction? Association. These are the people you spend time with. The people around you either lift you up or pull you down. They either encourage your growth or they hold you back. Hardy says it clearly: you become like the people you spend the most time with. So choose wisely. Environment. Your surroundings matter. Your workspace, your home, your routines. They either support your goals or make it harder to reach them. In this chapter, Hardy encourages you to take a close look at your influences. Who and what are you allowing into your life? Are they helping you become the person you want to be? Or are they making it harder for you to succeed? The good news is you can change your influences. You can choose to read better books, listen to inspiring messages, spend time with positive people, and create an environment that helps you stay on track. Because when you surround yourself with the right influences, your small good choices become easier. Your habits become stronger. Your momentum grows faster. And the compound effect starts working harder for you. In the next chapter, we'll look at how to take all of this, your choices, your habits, your momentum, your influences, and use them to accelerate your success. Chapter 6: Acceleration. By now, you've seen how small, smart choices, good habits, strong momentum, and the right influences all come together to create success over time. But there's one more piece of the puzzle, and it's what separates average results from extraordinary success. That piece is acceleration. Darren Hardy explains that when most people start seeing progress, they slow down. They get comfortable. They relax because they feel like they've done enough. But the top performers, the ones who achieve greatness, they do the opposite. They push harder. They go the extra mile. When things get tough, when most people back off, that's when you step up. That's when you lean into the challenge and give just a little more effort. And it's that extra effort, that little bit of acceleration, that creates breakthroughs. Hardy compares it to running a race. The first few miles are hard. You want to stop. Your legs are tired. But if you keep pushing, if you don't let up, you break through that wall and suddenly you find a new level of strength. That's how the compound effect accelerates your success. Because when you keep going, when you stay consistent, when you give just a little extra effort, the results don't just add up. They multiply. And here's the key message of this final chapter. Don't settle for good enough. Don't slow down just because you're ahead. Keep your foot on the gas. Keep pushing forward. Because that's how small choices turn into massive success. That's how the compound effect works at its best. So as you move forward, remember this: success is built on small, smart choices, done consistently, supported by good habits, fueled by positive influences, and powered by momentum. And when you add acceleration, when you keep pushing, even when it's hard, that's when the magic happens. The compound effect is always working. Make sure it's working for you. Conclusion: putting the compound effect to work. As we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to look at what you've learned. The compound effect is simple, but it's powerful. It's always working, whether you notice it or not. Every small choice you make, every habit you build, every bit of effort you put in, it's all adding up. Quietly, steadily, day after day. There's no shortcut. There's no magic formula. The people who succeed are the ones who understand that success isn't about doing big things once. It's about doing small, smart things again and again. And remember this: your choices shape your habits. Your habits build your momentum. Your momentum creates your future. You don't have to change everything overnight. You don't need to be perfect. All you have to do is start small, stay consistent, and keep moving forward. Surround yourself with positive influences. Stay focused on what matters. When you hit challenges, and you will, don't slow down. That's the moment to give a little extra, to accelerate, to push through. If you do that, the compound effect will work for you. And in time, you'll see results far greater than you ever imagined. Thank you for listening. Now, it's your turn to take action. Start today. Start small. And trust the process.